I'm Terry Bradshaw. Please join me as I leave the field for the boardroom in search of the best and the brightest people willing to share their viewpoints. From the food we eat to the cars we drive to raw materials and even the coal used to produce electricity, freight railroads carry many of the commodities and consumer goods we depend on each day. Operating on a network for more than 140,000 miles spanning from coast to coast, America's railroads account for 43% of intercity freight volume, more than any other mode of transportation. America's railroads make safety their top priority, and as part of that, the Hours of Service Act governs the on-duty time of freight rail employees. Railroad crews cannot exceed 12 consecutive hours of work. In the event the crews are operating a train when they hit their 12 hours, they must stop the train and wait for replacements.
Many people don't realize that there is a need for crew transportation, that once the train crews take the train to their destination or they run out of their hours of service, that they have to come off the train and a new crew has to go back on to continue that train's movement. And the process of moving crews from point A to point B is known as crew transportation.
Crew transportation is a critical part of the railroad industry. Since 1983, Rezenberger has provided safe, dependable crew transportation service to the nation's railway companies. Rezenberger started with just 2 vehicles and today operates a fleet of over 1,200 vehicles in 21 states.
We have 2 different types of operations, road and yard. Our yard drivers work within the railroad yard on scheduled shifts and transport crews in and around the yard operation. The road drivers operate on an on-call basis and transport crews within a 250-mile radius of their home. We receive calls on an ongoing basis 24/7 from the railroad and complete approximately 1,000 road trips each day.
The company is expected to cover all trips on time and safely within as little as 45 minutes of notice and without any consideration for spikes in volumes. It takes a great deal of coordination and the use of technology to ensure a smooth operation.
We use technology in our dispatch center to automate processes that were once done manually. We utilize an integrated voice response system that calls our drivers using text-to-speech where they can hear the trip and accept the trip. We also have two-way messaging between our vehicles and our dispatch center to update trips, and two-way messages between our customer and our dispatch center to receive trips, accept trips, and update trips.
Company officials say Rezenberger strives to maintain a 97% on-time performance ratio for on-demand as-needed service.
Well, we support the railroad by transporting crews and equipment to trains wherever they need to go, whether it be in crossings or train yards or wherever they need to be. We receive training on proper driving procedures, how following distances, the ability to be able to keep a buffer between us and other vehicles, proper backing procedures if we need to do that. Also, how to identify problem vehicles we might have on the road and to stay away from them.
Today, John Messer is headed to transport BNSF railway crews to and from the Argentine yard in Kansas City.
Well, here at Argentine, we operate approximately 100 trains per day. Rail crews can only work 12 hours per day by law. Therefore, time is crucial to our operation, and we rely on Rezenberger to haul those crews to and from their trains in a safe and timely manner, which equates to approximately 10,000 hauls per month.
Rezenberger drivers receive regular defensive driver, Operation Lifesaver, and fatigue training, as well as random drug and alcohol testing. MVR checks and background screenings are also conducted on a periodic basis. The company has onboard video recording on each of its vehicles, which is triggered during sudden acceleration, hard braking, swerving, or impact events. Rezenberger conducts an in-depth review of all accidents and moving violations to determine what processes to change to prevent future incidents. Each vehicle also features an onboard diagnostic system as part of the company's preventive maintenance program to avoid accidents and delays. Whether we realize it or not, we rely on the freight rail employees to move the commodities and consumer goods that are a part of our everyday lives. The role that Rezenberger plays is paramount, making sure these crews are brought to and from the railroad in a manner that is safe and efficient.